Welcome everyone to the official Whitehall VIP project breakdown. It is the most highly requested breakdown from the entire album, which so far is only available on my SoundCloud because I had some minor inconveniences with the distribution process, and I am working on that, but I will have it linked in the description. Moving on, first off, I'm gonna play the original song first. And now you get to hear the VIP. I could play it in the project. I'm gonna test it. Yeah, this is basically I'm gonna explain this one later. I will start with the intro. So we start off with this very interesting bass that I designed, which is basically this serum patch here. That's, I don't even know, I just took random funny sounding wavetables and twisted the knobs until it sounded very weird. I'm gonna play it without the processing first. It's not that much. It's just a bass, and then I added an Enneadecagon, which is basically a disperser, but it's better. It's made by Genesis. I might have that linked in the description as well if you want to get it. So that sounds like this. Then I just added the Wombo Combo, which is OTT and saturator, just to beef it up. And then another Enneadecagon. So that kind of gets this lasery, dispersed bass design. And then I added a Virtual Riot Foley noise with another Wombo Combo, OTT, and Spectral Gate. And what the Spectral Gate does, it's this... I might do another explanation video to this, but this is the bass sound. And basically, with the Spectral Gate, you can... I don't know how to explain it, but it does that. Basically makes it sound like 2008 MP3 compression. I think Prismatic said that. Over here we have another layer, which I think is just a respace. Okay, third goddamn attempt trying to record the project breakdown. The mic decided to die again, and for the third time, it has been as soon as I started to talk about the respace. So I'm not even gonna address that anymore. I'm just gonna move on to the build-up, which just adds this little ARP melody thing. I just created this small pluck synth. And now moving on to the drop, we have these pre-drop samples from the original Whitehall song. Except I changed the rhythm and just stretched it to oblivion. And then I reversed this one to like give it a very wonky entrance to the drop. Moving on to the main color stabby things. This mainly consists of 3 layers, starting with this one. I gotta stop playing from the fake out, hold on. So yeah, this layer is just, the dry signal sounds like this. It's the same pre-drop sample, and then I just saturated it to give it, well, to saturate the sound. Gives it that very distorted low end, and just generally saturates the sound. So then I cut out the lows a bit because it sounded super messy. And then I vocoded it to these chords I created in Vital. Not much. And that's basically this layer. Moving on to the second one, which is a lot more complex and detailed. So, starting off, the dry signal sounds like this. It's just a pre-drop sample, but I made it like very short. I started by cutting out the lows and adding OTT. And then I have this parallel processing chain with just the dry signal. And then some very heavy distortion, which just makes it sound like TV static. But combined, it sounds like this. You see how the original texture kinda like peeks through, but still got the like very distorted texture. And then we have the color chain, which is a ton of parallel processing. Together it sounds like this. If my PC wouldn't die, maybe. Yeah, so starting with this one. This is just vocoded to the same chords. Then we have this one, which is the same thing, but I put the bandwidth up to stop. I put the bandwidth up to, oh my god, it's down. Please, I put the bandwidth down to 10%, which basically gives it this very sound. I don't know how to describe it, but it gives it a very important background detailing texture that like it just does like so much. Like I don't know, this song would just sound so empty. And then we have a resonators. Basically it just gives it that metallic color sound. And then a very strong Wombo Combo again, for that very distorted and saturated texture. And then a sparkly layer, which is made up of a spectral resonator and just resonators. Just the spectral resonator, if you put this on granular mode, it makes this sparkly sound. Which on its own sounds interesting, but I added resonators to, well, make it resonate in this chord. It gives the general sound this very nice, sparkly detailing. And then I cut the lows again. But we still have another layer. You might have noticed how this sounds like very mute or generally weak, I guess. And that's because I turned off this transient layer while you weren't looking. On its own, it doesn't sound as strong. And basically how I did this, I took this clap sample. And some claps have these 3 transients, I guess, at the start. And I just took a single one of them. I don't think it's gonna pick that up, but it's really short and clicky. Then I vocoded this to the same chord stats. And I put the dry wet like a little bit lower, so it has that bit of color, but also like noise from the vocoder itself, but also has the original click. And then I just saturated the entire thing to make it strong. And together it sounds like this. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Blank Vortex project breakdown. Thank you for watching, and make sure to go stream my Cosmic Convolution Reimaginings album out on SoundCloud. So far, I will work this out. Don't worry, I can do it. It's gonna be out on all streaming platforms soon. Just hang on. I'll keep you updated. Bye.